Alright guys, I wanted to give you an update on the Voyager model that I have going. All of the internal modifications have been complete, as in the last video that I showed you guys. I was still working on all that. That has all been complete, and now I've been working on getting the wiring set up correctly. As you can see, I've got some wires dangling everywhere and whatnot. I'm going to show you what those do. Now, the fancy thing about this model was it needs to be run on battery power, but then on top of that, it needs to be able to be run off of stand power as well. So I needed to figure out a way to incorporate two different power sources to operate this ship, and I'll show you how that works now. So as you can see right in the back right here, that's where the battery is. The battery will go up in this compartment right here. There we go. It will go up in this compartment right here. I simply have it back there for now because until I get the back end shuttle bay, the saucer wants to tip forward. So I'll show you how it works. I'm going to take the plug for it. And you plug that in and the whole ship comes on. Let's see. There we go. That's coming out well. Now, I've got the circuit board rigged up as well. You can see that there's a fast blinking light on the back, fast blinking light on the front, fast blinking on the bottom, and then we have two slow navigations on the front. Now the thing with this one, you can see the red on this side, and I don't know if you can see it on my hand. Can't lower right there. The green on the other side. Compared to the Enterprise refit where the navigation lights are blinking, the newer ones, the navigation lights are solid on, and you only have the navigational strobes that are moving, and that's what I tried to accomplish here. Now it looks like there's a lot of blue saturation going on. There really isn't, and especially when I get the piece in there, it's going to dull it down quite a bit. So let me turn it. So I have the main light right here. This is what's going to shine down onto the registration number. You can see the two navigation lights up front. You can really see the deflector dish lights on. And here's one of the greens I was telling you about. So there's the top green, there's the bottom green. Here's the circuit board that is powering the navigation lights that will go inside the pocket, so you won't even know it's there. The whole secondary hull is lit up. I do still need to get the torpedo launchers on the back lit up, so that's not quite done yet. Alright, I'm going to move the camera to kind of give you guys a better view of the other options going on. So you can see the floodlight, the light on the top gets a very nice flood effect. If you notice that even in the show, the floodlight does not necessarily come onto the rest of the primary saucer. It mainly stays right up in here, which is where the name, the registration number, goes curved along the front, but the name is what progresses up inside this plateau area right here, and that's what was mainly lit up. There's that, and then now, coming down below, I'll show you, there's the Aero shuttle bay. Sorry, let me get this camera to focus. There we go. So that's where the Aero shuttle is going to go. As you can see, I have some white approach lights on the inside, but then around all the edges you can see red, and that goes all the way around into the front. Let me see if I can. There we go. You can see it, how it wraps the whole ship, or the whole internal docking structure. Let me try and get this to. Okay, it's very small under there. My camera's not doing well picking it up. So that's how it looks running on battery power. And as you can see, I don't have the shuttle bay hooked up just yet. That's going to take a little bit of work. Now underneath, as you can see, I have the landing strut ports cut out, and there's the bottom strobe. This is one of the two warp core ejection assemblies. The second one is right where this mounting rod goes, and that's how it's going to be covered up. That's the main warp core ejection assembly, and that will be the cover when it's not on the mounting rod. There we go. Now you can see the Aero shuttle bay. Okay, so once you're done running it on battery power. Now, let's see. I don't think you guys can. So on the floor, I have my 2 leads hooked up right here. Okay, this is ground, this is main, running to 2 copper plates. And I'll show you how I've wired this up. What you're going to do is unplug the model, or unplug the battery. Then you're going to plug the stand power into the main model power. Just like that. And so when this happens, the battery is going to be taken out of the model, because it's never a good idea to store a battery inside a model, just because if something goes wrong, which is known to happen with batteries, it could damage your model, and you don't ever want that to happen. So when you're ready to run off stand power, you're going to pull it right off the stand, which here, you know what, I'm going to show you guys what this looks like. So here it is, just suspended in my hand. I think it's kind of cool that you can build a model and hold it in your hands and not having to have it mounted onto a stand. I just think that's kind of cool. Okay, unplug the battery, plug the stand power back in. Now I'm going to take the mounting struts, which you can see them a little bit, that I don't know if you can tell in the video, but I have some copper tape on there and I have it all wired up. You're going to take these and plug them into the ship, just like that. Okay, now once the landing struts have been put back together, you're going to take the model and you're simply going to set it down on the tape. And here she is, now running on stand power. So here I'll give you a little closer. There are the leads. All you do is pick the model up, and then to run it, you just set it back down. So that way it can go from running on internal battery power to an external stand power. And I just think that's really cool. Lift it up completely. As you can see, no wires, no nothing. Bring it back down, and now it's running on stand power. That way the model can still be run when the battery's charging. It's not dependent on a battery, which is good because batteries can die. You know, if you want to wait to get a battery, you don't have to wait to get another one in. When the battery's dead, you can just keep running it off of the wall power. Alright, so that's the main ship so far, and I wanted to show you guys the Aero. Now these are 1-inch square sections. So as you can see, this Aero is less than 2 inches long, and the wingspan is just over 2 inches long. I finally was able to get it all wired up. I'm still working on a switch on how to activate it. But you're going to take these batteries. Now as you can see, these batteries are at the most 1/4 of an inch long. You're going to take them and install them inside the ship. When you do so, okay, now it's just sitting there. I'm going to push it in. All of the lighting comes on. And when you flip it over, it's difficult to see under right now, mainly because these batteries are nearly dead. I've been running these batteries quite a bit. But once I get my normal window filler in here, that's going to diffuse the lighting as well as on the engines. You can see a little bit on the back windows right here. Again, once I get in there, it's really going to diffuse everything. So this came out very well. I was extremely happy with it. And what it's going to do the goal is when the arrow is attached to the ship, it's going to be powered off. But then once you detach it, it powers on. That's the goal. I'm still debating if I should do that, because again, you don't necessarily want to store batteries inside the model itself, because batteries can leak. No matter how good they are, they can leak. So I'm still running some tests on that to figure out what would be the best option. Sorry for the terrible camera moving. So that's how she sits right now. There's the arrow on top, which is kind of cool. So yeah, I wanted to give you guys a shot at a look at it to see what's been going on and how it's all being wired up. This is definitely an interesting piece. I haven't really seen this type of electronic work in most other models. So I hope you guys are enjoying the build. If you guys have any questions, let me know. The next video I'm going to do will show, for the most part, the whole thing set up. The one issue I'm coming up, well, the one problem, every model has a problem you have to figure out. The one problem I'm coming up with this is, unlike the Enterprise refit where you can have 4 different sections that you can gap fill and paint separately, this one you have to technically gap fill it and paint it all at the exact same time. So that's going to be some problem solving there. But I think I just about got it figured out, which is the biggest reason why the back end is not on. It's sitting right here. That's the biggest reason it is not on. It will attach right here because I need to gap fill this first. And as you can see a little bit, the shuttle bay inside, it will have fiber optics run, and there are navigation, the green, red, green and red, same on the bottom, and then it's a center strobe. And I did a lot of light blocking on this center strobe because a lot of issues I've seen with these models is there tends to be a lot of bleed through on the inside, and I did not want that to happen. So I did a lot of work to make sure that all you get is the internal lighting, no blinking whatsoever. They are recessed. I will be putting some fiber optics inside there when the painting is finished to give you that raised navigation look that's so common in Star Trek ships. So it's coming out really nice. I'm really happy with it so far. Alright guys, well again, I hope you're enjoying the build. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Enjoy.